Hey everyone, Dr. Holly here. Happy 5 Minute Friday. I hope you are well. This week, I am returning to the basics. What is Chiro numbers? This is a term that I came up with a few years ago when I was talking around different aspects of managing the business side of your business, right? Putting on the entrepreneurial hat, stepping into the CEO role, all of it really can come down to black and white numbers. Now, we know there are a lot of emotions. There's a lot of external factors that go into the success of your business, but we can boil things down to be as simple as looking at numbers. Okay. So Chiro numbers means to me these three major topics are the things that I do training on, that I work with my clients on, and that I really am passionate that you know what you're doing in business, right? So three numbers I think you need to know. I think you need to know what your compensation ratio is. What does that mean? Pretty simple, self-explanatory almost. How much of the piece of the pie do you get to take home to compensate yourself as being the owner of your business? Okay, so what out of the ratio of everything that you generate, how much do you actually bring home to you and your family? That is a number, that is a ratio that you can find, we can find. And some people might know it right off the bat, and some people have no clue what that number is, okay? And it can be really surprising to find it out. Secondly, what is your cost of doing business? Okay, we have fixed costs, we have variable costs, right? We have average costs, we have opportunity costs, we have replacement costs, all of these things, okay? Really help to just simplify it and again, get to the bottom of the numbers, right? I remember learning in school, it was all about overhead. What's your overhead? What's your overhead? What's your overhead? Or your overhead should never be 60% of this, or your advertising should only be this, or all of these things, right? And so it can make it very nebulous out there. How do we boil that down and really find your true cost of doing business? And then the last number I think you need to know is what is your generation potential? This is a formula that I have for essentially calculating, sort of reverse engineering your goals. Okay. We want to look at, hey, tell me whatever arbitrary number it is that you want to make. We need to back that down to make it a more reasonable goal and more actionable on an hour by hour basis of how you actually generate money in your business or in your practice, right? Okay. So those are the basics of what Chiro numbers are. Now, like I said, when I do coaching and mentoring with clients, these conversations far exceed just looking at the numbers, okay? Just this week, I've talked to multiple clients about they want to offer a new service. How do we begin on pricing structures for those things, right? Sometimes clients come to me and they already have a price in mind and they want to say, how do I actually make this profitable? Okay. And then we're either confirming that that price was right, or we're saying, hey, look at you add up all these costs. It can't just be break even, right? It has to be profitable, or what is really the goal and the point of adding in this new service, right? I want to help you prevent burnout, okay, so that you stay in this profession. That is like my ultimate goal, right? Other conversations, staff, human resources, right? Like these are things, the personable skills, the soft skills, those sorts of things were not necessarily things that were taught in chiropractic school, right? We weren't taught how to hire, how to fire, but, beyond that, how to train and retain key employees, as assets in our businesses, right? And so looking at, the metrics for your growth, when do you feel confident enough, in saying, I do need to go ahead and invest in my human resources and hire on a new person? Or, you do want to have a new service offering. What is that going to look like? Maybe you want to step back from patient care and you want to start to hire on other providers within your scenario, but this is still your business. It still needs to pay you and still needs to sustain your quality of life, right? So a lot of that big conversations, sometimes they're heavy conversations, money and emotions and finances all intertwine, right? It comes from generational mindset. It comes from your family of origin mindset, all of those things. I'm not too woo, okay? I'm not throwing out there that, I'm a counselor or a therapist or anything like that. I really just want to help you simplify the numbers that you have, help you see some calculations going through that. And if it helps in the long run for you to be able to be more confident making business decisions, then I believe that my goal here is done. So I've actually just created new social media at Chiro Numbers. both on Instagram and Facebook. I continue to produce 5 Minute Fridays, but it was just becoming very obvious to me that I sort of needed to split my roles. I wear many different hats, both in the chiropractic profession, with my own practice, and with the business consulting that I do. So you will see a little bit of a split there, but I encourage you to go over on the social media platforms and follow at ChiroNumbers. Have a good week, everybody.